I'm Andrew Hoyle for CNET UK, and I am here to take you through our top 5 Android phones at the moment. Now, the world of the Android phone is moving at a frightening pace, where once we were bowled over by a 4.2-inch screen, we're now finding our pockets stretched to bursting by 5 and even 6-inch devices. Processors too now boast 4 cores instead of 1, providing incredible amounts of power. If you're not paying close attention, then it's easy to lose track of things, so let me lend a hand in taking you through some of our best picks at the moment. Samsung's Galaxy S2 was a hugely popular phone, and the S3 is no exception. It improves over its predecessor in a number of ways. For one, it's much bigger, boasting a 4.8-inch display with a pleasing 720p resolution. Gone is the dual-core processor, replaced instead with a very burly quad-core affair and a whole gigabyte of RAM. It's an unquestionable powerhouse with a price tag to match. If you're looking for sleek stylings and brute force, the S3 is a solid option. Google shook up the Android world with a phone that packs elite features at half the price of its competitors. Its 4.7-inch display packs in a 720p resolution, it's running on a quad-core processor with a hearty 2GB of RAM and uses the latest Android 4.2 Jelly Bean software, full of nifty tricks. It sounds too good to be true, and in a way it is. Stock levels have been virtually non-existent, with the Google Play Store page reading out of stock for nearly the entire time since it went on sale back in November. Still, if more models ever do show their face, make sure you are ready to click that Add to Cart button. HTC might not have the glitz and glamour to its name that Samsung and Apple have managed to achieve, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have some great kit to flog. The One S is a smaller sibling to the One X, but brings a slightly more manageable 4.3-inch screen, a nippy dual-core processor, and some delightful slender looks. If the supersized One X or S3 won't fit in your pocket, the One S could be a wise option and won't break the bank either. If pocket space isn't a problem though, and you have the hands the size of planets, then the Galaxy Note 2 might be right up your proverbial. With a 5.5-inch display, it blurs the line between phone and tablet, but it packs enough pixels in to keep it pin-sharp while still being bright and extremely bold. You'll also find a stylus tucked in the bottom to let you write notes and use the various bits of Samsung software to do some pretty neat little tricks. There's a quad-core processor inside and 2GB of RAM, making it something of a powerhouse, but that does of course make it very expensive. If you're just after a phone, it's not going to be for you. But if you want something to help you get on with work when you're away from the desk, it's definitely worth checking out. High-end phones tend to come with similarly high-end prices. If you want to taste Android goodness on the cheap, then the G300 could be for you. Its 4.3-inch screen isn't as high resolution as its bigger rivals, but it's perfectly adequate, and its 1GHz processor rattles along fine for the essentials. If photo editing, heavy multitasking and the latest 3D games are on your agenda, it's definitely not the phone for you, but the less demanding among you will appreciate its charms and, crucially, its £100 price tag. There are of course a whole flock of Android phones flying about, and plenty more joining them throughout the year. Full HD screens and 2GHz processors are just a couple of the trends we're expecting to see. Keep your eyes fixed on CNET UK for all the latest mobile news and the best buying information, and make sure to pop your comments below and over on our Facebook page. I'm Andrew Hoyle for CNET UK.